Play. Love 50. $15.
Now that's the new improvement, Petco, isn't it? The serve. They've done a lot of work to try and beef it up.
Absolutely. And she has gotten, I think, around 15 kilometers per hour on average more on her first serve. Definitely more juice. You can see the muscle slowly building in Mirra Andreeva. She's beginning to grow into her body.
Let's listen.
You can already see the solidity that comes off this woman's racket. Ruse might be ranked only 79 in the world, but her quality of play can be very, very high when she has a good day.
Yeah, you can just see Ruse's trying to direct a fair bit of traffic to the weaker side. That's the forehand of Andreeva.
Yeah, nice little change-up. In the previous match, Sakari tried to do the same thing, and she almost blocked herself by being so limited in what she thought she could do on court. It got much better in the second set. And Ruse is trying to find a balance here between forehand and backhand.
Advantage, Andreeva. Yes.
Oh, stunning. Almost anticipated this ball going to the forehand.
Advantage Ruse.
Yeah, Ruse has a very good return of serve. You can see that hop to the front. She really holds the baseline well, tries to take the return early.
Yes. Advantage Andreeva.
One of the best movers in the game, Mirra Andreeva. Gets the hold of serve, and that's a good way to start.
First game.
Well, joining us for this one, courtside Nicole Pratt. A very good evening to you. And Pratty, you got to love that movement from Mirra Andreeva.
Oh, well, you were speaking about it previously in terms of how she's worked so hard physically to improve. And what we're seeing now is the ability to cover all areas of the court. She was doing quite a lot of running that last game. And if that last game is anything to go by, we could be out here for a while. Interestingly enough, Ruse, I watched her previous match against Isla Tomljanovic, and in that particular match, she was holding the baseline versus this first game because of the power from Andreeva. She was pushed back behind the baseline. She actually was changing up her serve return position as well. So I think that's something to keep an eye on during the match. But she needs to find a way to get herself on or inside the baseline. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of the same, a lot of running and try and find a way to get ahead in the point.
All right, thanks, Pratty. We'll be hearing from you. Feel free to jump in anytime and let us know what you're seeing courtside there. You've got a bird's eye view.
Elena-Gabriela Ruse to serve. Let first serve. Fifteen left.
Yeah, that is the shot that usually works so well for Ruse, that backhand down the line. But this is another caliber of player on the other side.
Yeah, good start, and it's been a confident start from Ruse. She hasn't
30-15.
backed away from anything. She's holding that baseline really well.
Yeah, this was a great example of what Nicole just talked about, was up to the short ball so quickly. That's how she can take away time from a great mover like Andreeva is.
30 all. Port C30.
Now you see, Josh, the very high ball toss for Ruse, and on the second serve, she can lose her timing if you consistently attack her there.
Advantage Ruse. Yes.
Well, you've called it. You thought the second serve might be a bit of an issue tonight.
I thought so. It's just that, as I said, the ball toss is very high. She doesn't really possess a kick in her repertoire, so she has to go for the slice. When she's facing a good returner, she tends to go for too much, and the second serve can go. And this is where she is a very, very dangerous player for any opponent on the other side. Carl touched upon it when she holds the baseline, and here we have it, Josh.
Yeah, Praddy's a serve doctor. What do you see there, Praddy? I know you love the technique of serves.
Well, can't agree more that it is a very high ball toss. But the other aspect that you can't see maybe from where you're viewing the match is that toss is getting a long way forward, and so particularly on the second serve, that's problematic if she wants to get up and over the top of it with some top-spin.
Yeah, really strong hold. A show of confidence from Ruse here tonight. She's really up for this challenge here on Rod Laver Arena.
Yeah, and that is with her. She is a very good competitor. She's very positive.
You've played her a few times.
A few, I think once.
Well, how did that go?
Very well for her.
I'm taking it you lost.
I most definitely did. Haven't you noticed how I've been talking her up this whole time?
Love 15.
Oh, she's come out seeing the ball so big and so confident, really prepared to take it on. And this is excellent ball striking here from Ruse. This one goes out and then just backs it up with an even better shot on the backhand.
Yeah, I love how much distance she keeps from the ball on both ground strokes, but particularly on that backhand side.
Love 40.
So 3 break points.
That first serve of Andreeva, it's huge, 180. You can just hear the sound off the racket, how clean it is when she gets the dynamics right. It's a real weapon for her.
Yeah, lovely little change up here. She's got such good tennis IQ, Andreeva. She's a real match winner, just changing it up, flipping one up and taking pace out of it.
Yeah, and I sometimes forget how young she is when she makes decisions like that. She right away scanned Ruse's game, saw that she loves it flat and in the strike zone.
Yeah, and these 3 really well-struck serves. It's definitely improved in the last 6 months. The Andreeva serve, they've gone back and really focused on building pace on this first serve, getting more shape and kick on the second.
Advantage.
Another good changeup. I prefer the higher one against Ruse because Ruse is quite good with the lower slice changeups, but whatever can disrupt the rhythm here for Ruse is a great choice for Andreeva.
A little long, so that's a really good fight back there from Andreeva, saving 3 break points and holding 2-1 first set.
Andreeva leads by 2-1.
So really well done there from Mirra Andreeva. She's a fun-loving character on and off the court, we know that. And here she is. And she's the receptionist now.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Multitasking. I think she's some players are calling in to book a practice court.
Okay. It can't be me. I'm definitely not booking a practice court. But if Mirra Andreeva is the receptionist, I might just change my mind.
Might get some tips.
Yes. Oh, I definitely would take tips from her.
Yeah, just having a little bit of fun and keeping it nice and light before what is a very big match here on Rod Laver Arena.
Time.
So Mirra Andreeva off to a solid start here tonight on Rod Laver Arena. In really good form through to the 3rd round here, as is her opponent, Elena-Gabriela Ruse. Had a couple of good wins to get to this 3rd round and has started well and been very confident so far.
Thank you.
This has got to be one of the best shots in the business. Andreeva's
Lovely.
backhand, I think, is right up there with one of the very best backhands in the women's game.
I agree, and particularly this backhand cross-court there. Yes, she is hitting winners with the backhand down the line, but she has the capability to open the court with the backhand as well, and that gives that backhand side so many options.
Wow. Really good point again from Ruse, coming forward and playing with confidence.
Brilliantly done by her, and yet she had to work so hard for her, and those are these mental investments that Andreeva collects over the time of a match. She makes the court feel small for the opponent.
That last point was
13,
set up
15.
by the terrific serve out wide, but what I was noticing out here is the Andreeva forehand. It looks like to me she's got a lot more spin on it, and I'm not necessarily saying that that's better. I went to the data and insights page, and Ruse is hitting her forehand with 120 Ks on average, Andreeva at 112.
Yeah, definitely a lot more shape, isn't it, Praddy? But do you think, Praddy, that Mirra's using that forehand as a neutral shot until she can get one where she can then potentially flatten it out?
Well, yeah, it is a neutral shot, but I just feel like what I'm seeing here on the hard court is just sitting up. And during that rally, you know, halfway through, she kind of hit this, it was barely past the service line. And that's when Ruse was jumping onto it, coming forward with momentum on the backhand side.
Yeah, great movement here from Ruse. Quick to identify the short ball and quick to strike on the scoreboard. 2 games all. Very much a hot and cold player. I know we were chatting off air about the run. She got on a bit of a run where she lost a lot of matches at the back end of last year.
She did, and then when she finds her rhythm, and I think you can see it a little bit today with how she strikes the ball and how risky she plays at times as well, Ruse, when she does go on a streak, won a tournament at the end of the year. She likes playing big players. She likes playing on the big courts. So very much hot and cold. And the same goes for her tennis throughout tournaments. She can play great on a Monday, and then just the baseline level can drop on a Tuesday. Today,
She must have played you on a Monday.
definitely on a Monday.
Love 50.
On a bit of a run there. She'd won 5 points in a row. Just couldn't quite keep that momentum. It's an electronic call on the foot fault.
Nicole, it just seems like the conditions are also quite slow compared to how it was. It looks like very difficult to hit a winner out there.
Well, as Josh was mentioning, the temperature has dropped since earlier today. But for me, again, I'm coming back to this excessive spin that I'm seeing on the forehand of Andreeva.
Yeah, it's an extreme grip. That's the issue. Do you like it, Praddy, or not? Do you think it's maybe a little too extreme?
Well, I mean, at this stage and the quality of player and how much she's winning, I'm not sure I'd go there with the grip. But, yeah, she certainly, I've seen her before. She's got the ability to flatten it out a little bit.
No, that's just a tad long, so we're still on serve. Mirra Andreeva, the 8th seed, in good form, leads 3-2 in the first set.
Time.
Incredible sight that is. That's Rod Laver Arena and around the grounds. But if you can't get into the grounds or you can't make it here, be sure to scan the QR code and do a little bit of online shopping for some of the AO official merchandise. It's some pretty good stuff there, so do yourself a favor and grab some really cool memorabilia, or also some really cool, in particular, I like the hats. Have you seen the hats?
Yeah. You're actually wearing the one with the ears right now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's not quite there for that one.
Love 15.
And this is where it gets difficult. She's invested a lot. She's worked hard here, Ruse, physically. It always is when you play a top 10 player. The intensity is up. It's a big occasion for her. You can see physically she's working hard, but it's right about now, after 30 minutes or so, that you have to maintain the level.
Well, and I do think Nicole was talking about that heavy forehand and then the slice forehand. That is the game plan against Ruse. If you want to break a stroke down, that's the forehand side. And you can see here what Nicole was talking about. Much more clearance off the ground strokes for Andreeva compared to the very flat strokes of Ruse.
Yeah, it's a big difference. 60 centimetres difference.
Yeah, that is very well played. And if you pay attention to the
15.
technique of Ruse's forehand, is almost classic in a way, right? She plays with timing and a big swing. She doesn't have that modern wrist acceleration that we see nowadays from players like Alcaraz, Sinner. Naomi Osaka has it to perfection. And so if you change direction and rhythm into that ground stroke, the idea is that eventually it will miss.
There's a few unforced errors starting to happen right about now.
15,
But a nice little change up there, that slice forehand. Andreeva tends to go to that when she has to defend. Yep, not going to cut it against the athlete Andreeva. And that's the first break of this match.
Andreeva leads by 4 games
4-2.
to 2.
Just loves to chase. Athletic, dynamic, good change of direction. And got there with plenty of time and could even change the grip.
And that's the problem that I mentioned at the top of the game. Ruse loves those drop shots, oftentimes on important points. But on the hard courts against a great mover like Andreeva, very risky shot to play.
Love 15.
Just got to be prepared to stay in that rally a little longer there. That shot not there to be hit just yet.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll have a slow motion, but you could see Ruse there missing a couple of steps to that ball. Nicole mentioned that the forehand of Andreeva sometimes lands a little short, and Ruse failed to recognize that and was too far away.
Yeah, definitely got very big swings, and I think if she can learn to just tighten that up a little bit or get some slightly abbreviated swing patterns when the ball comes in quicker, she'll have more success, because she just tends to catch it a little late at times.
Ruse
40-15.
just over-pressing too much. I think she can afford to be a little bit more patient like she was in the first couple of games. And for me, if she wants to slow things down in the point, just direct it to the forehand side, and then she can look to rebuild from there again.
game.
Yeah.
Andreeva.
And it's a good run of games here for Mirra
New
Andreeva.
balls, please.
Got out to a
Andreeva
5-2
leads
lead
by
first
5
set.
games to 2.
Absolutely. Can we hold on to a racket here? Is it the same tension?
Yeah, 24, 23. Thank you.
Just firing off a racket. 24 in the mains, 23 in the crosses. That's kilos, so times it by 2.2 roughly. Most players these days under the 50 pounds.
But don't you find it so interesting, Josh, here, and maybe Nicole as well, how even, you could really see the difference in ranking here, how even they were up until 3-2. You couldn't have picked who is the better player, and now the quality is diverging dramatically between the two. Andreeva is just keeping that steady level of play, whereas Ruse is starting to become a little choppy.
Yeah, no question, Andrea, in terms of, you know, you made a comment about Andreeva mixing up the play a little bit more and the pace, and I feel like that's been a difference as well.
So a good start here tonight on Rod Laver Arena for a lady who's in sensational form this Australian summer. Mirra Andreeva 5-2. And also sending off a racket.
Well, to the point of the conditions being a little cooler, both players obviously feeling like the ball's not coming out of the racket the way that they want. It is heavy, as you were mentioning, and that's a way to get a little bit more on the ball. And Ruse, she's visibly a little frustrated and upset with her players' box, having a few words there.
Well, of course, it's their fault. It's not the players' fault.
Naturally.
Yeah, I think you're right, Nicole. When it cools down at night, and if you're watching this at home, you might not realise just how significant the conditions change, so that you'd suspect they'd be getting their rackets a fraction looser than what they would in the day.
Oh. 15. Thirty 15. Forty 15.
Yep, excellent angle. Got to tip your hat to Conchita Martinez, who's done a great job of coaching this young girl. really burst onto the scene at such a young age, where many thought she may go on and quickly capture a slam. Conchita's certainly taken the big picture approach and really tried to develop Andreeva's game. Yep, well done here from Ruse. Needed that game. So
Ruse.
It'll be Mirra Andreeva with a 5-3 lead, a chance to serve this first set out.
It's a pretty quiet crowd out here. I'm not sure they're sure who to go for in this match.
$15 left. $30 left.
Excellent serving. She's up at 64% of first serves in, Mirra Andreeva, and been pretty successful, winning 15 of 21. 3 set points for Mirra Andreeva. Yep, gets it on the first.
Yeah, man.
Great set of tennis here from the 8th seed here at the Australian Open. Mirra Andreeva taking it 6 games to 3.
Ruse does it. $15 left.
Positive point for Ruse. It's a way to get started after losing the first set.
Yeah, she's very professional, isn't she, Nicole? I know you watched her against Isla Tomljanovic, and I've got to say I was very impressed with her attitude. She was very good in that match with Tomljanovic, I thought.
Well, definitely in key moments, she really stepped up. And, you know, this last point that she just played now is indicative of the level that she's capable of. Changing direction down the line, moving on to that favoured backhand down the line. That's her best shot.
$30-15. Third teal.
Well, we saw after the first set summary, just too many unforced errors, 20 for the set, and already in this game, a couple of errors off relatively easy balls. Cannot afford to do that against a player like Andreeva.
Yeah, well done. Good to see Ruse pushing forward.
40-30.
And not afraid to come forward all match, and she's done it very well.
Yeah, she likes to play doubles when she can.
Andreeva could reach that round of 16 for the 7th time in Grand Slams, and no active player has managed to do more than that before the age of 19. Wow. That just shows you how talented this young lady is.
Game.
And that's a good start for Gabby Ruse. Holding serve first game. That'll be just what she was looking for to start this second set.
Yeah, finds that backhand down the line, and I did think before the match that could be an important ground stroke for her today, going into that forehand side of Mirra Andreeva's with a little bit of a flatter trajectory.
Really good look at the forehand. It's such an extreme grip, and if she gets it a little late at times, that's where she comes unstuck. And really, this forehand generally will have to go cross court with that such extreme grip, and that's unreal pictures, and you'll see it in the big moments. Really enjoying the attitude that she's showing tonight, the fight, the self-belief. Remember, it's a big difference in the rankings here. 79 in the world versus world number 8, and she's come out here on Rod Laver and hasn't been shy, that's for sure.
And that is again just so smart, Josh, because the last 4 or 5 points Andreeva played classic tennis, let's say, how a woman would play. Flat, fast, good ground strokes. And right away, Ruse takes over, plays the backhand down the line, dictates points. And what does Andreeva do? A little high one, a little slice, and the rhythm is off for Ruse.
30-15.
That is such a gift, and I do believe it's instinctual for her.
Yeah, she's a really good match player. You can see she loves the competition, and really is beyond her years for just 18. So it's hard to be critical, really, isn't it, of Ruse, when she's going to come forward, and of course you're not going to win every point, but I admire that she's preparing to try and do something different and take it to Andreeva.
Game. Andreeva.
Really good serving tonight for Andreeva.
1 game on.
Up at nearly 70% of first serves made tonight, and yet to lose serve.
Well, just overall, it's just a fantastic motion. There's not much that can go wrong. The dynamics, and able to generate great speed. And when she's hitting her spots, this serve is unreturnable.
I'll ask you both, but where do you think Mirra Andreeva's best chance is at a slam? Which surface do you think really
That's a great question.
would suit her? I'll start with you, Petko. I'll give you this point to think about it.
Okay, thank you. Can't see it
15.
where it is. I don't have any screen. But if I think they changed it. But with these things, you can just do it.
30-15.
Paddy, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think I was going to jump in there. I'll
Yeah.
get in. I'll get in first. But me personally, it's going to be Clay if she's going to win one. I just feel that with that extreme grip on the forehand, the courts are pretty quick here by the end of 2 weeks, and we know at the US Open as well, it's pretty quick.
Throw in the movement as well. Great athlete.
Also variety. You know, the use of the drop shot, defense as well.
I agree.
40.
I agree, both Nicole and Josh. And Josh, you shouldn't have given me a point to think about because that's all it took for me to forget your question. So I'm glad Nicole doesn't have a brain of a fly like I have. And I do think it's similar to Coco Gauff, who won Roland Garros last year with their forehand. All of a sudden, the quote-unquote weakness can become a strength on the clay courts because it will jump out of the strike zones of the opponents and really make them work even harder.
See, you haven't got a brain of a fly. It's the smartest thing you've said all night. We're seeing one of the best movers in the game. Conchi up and about, out of her chair.
Yes.
I mean, so hard to win this point. Ruse thought she'd won it a couple of times. This was a heck of a drop volley. Gets there with ease. Slides forward off the left foot. Into that on the right. That's awesome. This. What a passage of play from Mirra Andreeva. 20-shot rally with the slice forehand pass.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Yeah, beautifully done, just showing off her defensive skills. And I think she will win multiple Grand Slam tournaments when she also, there was one short point where a short ball where she opted to still go for the slice. Once she manages the transition game, from defense to offense, as well as she does the defense game, she will win major titles multiple.
From Mirra Andreeva, and doesn't she love it as she gets the early break in this second set and leads 2 games to 1.
Leads by 2 games to 1.
And we talked about Mirra Andreeva's serve and how much faster she is hitting it. And you can see here, these are the stats of where she's serving. When she goes for the slice serve, this is when that's her old serve, quote unquote, where she goes for placement and slice. But when she decides to rip it, as you guys like to say in Australia, she wins 100% of the points that she rips. Just comes to show you how far she's come in just a few months. This is the crazy thing. The off season is not as long as it used to be. They have, what, 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, but again, like, I really respect what Conchita Martinez has done and taken that big picture approach and really just to tidy up the game as much as possible. It's another glorious night here on Rod Laver Arena. Day 6 here at the Australian Open, and it's been a record crowd every single day here at the AO for the first 5 days, and I am pretty confident that it's going to be another record day today here for day 6. It's been pumping around the grounds and just so much to do. And this is the last match here of the night on Rod Laver Arena, and Mirra Andreeva just starting to change gears, looking great out here.
Love 15. Love 13.
Terrific body language and self-talk from Ruse. Last couple of points.
And this is really the task against Andreeva for Ruse. She has great ground strokes, Ruse. She just sometimes doesn't go up to the short balls quickly enough. She thinks, she sees the height, the trajectory of the ball. She thinks the ball is going to drop long, but when it doesn't, she's too far away. There again, that's 2 or 3 steps that she could have taken inside the baseline, take the ball on the rise, and she sometimes just doesn't quite see it.
13-40.
Well, we haven't seen too many double faults from Andreeva so far in this match. Just the third. The excellent stuff. That's a great fight back, and as Nicole's alluding to, what a great attitude from the Romanian Ruse tonight. Been as high as 51 in the world, and you'd think with the sort of play we're seeing in the last week or so here, there's a good chance she could push back inside that top 50.
I always thought that she was a top 50 player. She has been plagued by injuries. Had surgery on her wrist. She had a foot problem here in Australia last year. She always tries to push through the pain.
Yeah, pretty good junior, Ruse. She made the semis of Junior Wimbledon, so was a very highly ranked junior early in the career. And I think you're right. All it takes is one or two injuries mid-career, and it can really put a halt to your trajectory, your rankings, your schedule, and it takes time to rebuild.
Just missed, but I do feel, and Nicole, maybe you see it better from the sidelines. Andreeva has now gotten a little too comfortable, for my taste at least, with just putting the ball in. She's quite short in her ground strokes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And also, too, she's opting for that slice forehand that she doesn't necessarily need to hit. She could hit over that, get a little bit deeper in the court.
Yeah, really impressive. And I think you're right, Praddy. She does play a fair bit of doubles, and it's certainly helped her singles. Not afraid to come forward, and this was not an easy smash in the end. It was high. Good recognition. And got up nice and high for that smash. Well done.
Yeah, this is a great stretch of play for Ruse here. She is dictating those points.
Well, even though she lost that point, Ruse, I thought that was the way to play tactically. She was going in there 4 or 5 times into the Andreeva forehand side. And when she goes to the slice, what it does is give Ruse time to be able to then decide which shot she's going to hit next. Get her on the move.
Well, and I'm not sure if Ruse has a headphone right there with her, but she must have heard you, Nicole, because that's exactly what she did here. Nice controlled aggression, big target, still hitting the ball, waiting for the right opportunity.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Boy, oh boy, that must have felt difficult. Had to really almost win that point a couple of times over, and that's a great reaction. She knows it.
Yes.
Well, I think this is so clever of Ruse to use the crowd. They've been pretty much silent throughout this match. Find a little extra energy.
Advantage, Andreeva. Yes.
Those high ones have cost Ruse a few times.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Doesn't get the timing 100% right. I still think that Andreeva has gotten a bit more on the passive side. I think she plays her best and she's the most threatening when she is between defensive and offensive in sort of a yin-yang situation.
That's a little wide, so it's another break here. And it's Mirra Andreeva with the first set in the bag, leads 3-2 second set.
Time.
So just 18 years of age and trying to get to the 4th round for the 3rd consecutive year here, Mirra Andreeva.
Love 15. Love 30.
Planul ăsta, că e foarte bine. Hai, luptă, come on. Hai, Gabi.
Oh,
Yep.
that is good.
Yeah, it's getting difficult out here because it's so heavy courtside, Nicole. You must see it, but it's nearly midnight here, just after 11:30, and the conditions really have slowed.
Absolutely, but both players should have received their rackets back. Maybe gone down in tension to get a little bit more purchase on their shots.
Everything right there. Andreeva had the open court, just went a little bit too overboard.
Well, again, it was the right play from Ruse. I even think the drive volley that she hit, that ball was actually going out.
Alright, Gabby, come on. Come on, let's go.
This one here, she gets herself a little unstuck a few times on that forehand.
On the forehand, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big step, and I'd prefer to see her take a smaller step and get loading done, base set, then bang. But she sort of just skips into the shot and often is hitting down.
Advantage, Ruse. To the gentleman shouting out during that rally, please respect our players while we're playing.
Yeah, well done this time. Makes no mistake. Gabi Ruse hits back. Getting tough to hold serve at the moment out here for both players. 3-all, second set.
We talked about how Andreeva has gotten a bit more passive here in the second set, and it shows. It shows particularly in the average topspin forehand speed. It has dropped off significantly by 11 k's an hour. And that's okay if she uses the forehand to change up the rhythm. We talked about the high one that Ruse missed times on her own forehand sometimes. But if just the average speed has dropped off, that gives Ruse that extra beat to get her feet into place and dictate the points.
What I've loved about Andreeva in these last few points is she's just lost serve, then she's lost the opening point, and she's showing much better emotional control, and then all of a sudden gets an incredible shot, and that's a positive reaction. It hasn't always been like that for Mirra Andreeva.
I agree, Josh. It's very impressive. I've seen it in Adelaide already, but here even more.
15-30.
And be fast with your legs. You're doing good. Stay with her, eh? Be tough out there. Fast 2 steps. Vale, venga, va.
It's such a weapon, her footwork and her speed around the court. She just entices the opponent to just overplay. And she's got another couple of break points here, Mirra Andreeva. And that's an unforced error.
Andreeva.
So Mirra Andreeva moving closer to a fourth round here. A set and 4-3.
Andreeva leads by 4 games to 3. Time.
pretty picture here tonight at Melbourne Park, and lights are certainly shining brightly here on Rod Laver Arena. It's been another wonderful day here where most of the seeds have survived. Alex de Minaur getting through a little earlier tonight, much to the delight of the big crowd. And it's new balls here for Mirra Andreeva, serving a set and 4-3.
Let first. Love 15.
It's almost like we're seeing a repeat of the previous few service games. She's been breaking Ruse, just playing a couple of loose points early in her service games.
15 all.
Yeah, that's a better serve. So just trying to keep it tight on the board here. Andreeva just trying to massage this home. These are these matches, third round, fourth round of a slam. You just want to get through unscathed.
$30-50. Oh. $40-50. Oh. Game.
And good hold here for Mirra Andreeva. Just one game away now.
5 games to 3.
A set and 5-3. And Nicole, if you had to rate Mirra's performance tonight out of 10, where would you think she would feel it's at? And then how do you think it's looking?
Oh, I think she'd probably give herself about a 6 tonight. I think Ruse has helped her out with the amount of unforced errors, but I think she'd be a little disappointed getting the break and then almost giving the break back straight away in these last games, second set.
Oh, great hands here from Gabby. Didn't panic because she could see Andreeva charging forward, and she's intimidating with her speed, but I really love how she just stayed down on this little half volley here. Great stuff.
Oh, a little extra grunt from Ruse at last point.
30
Crowd's
love.
getting behind her. They want to stay here and see a little bit more tennis tonight.
Yeah, why not? It's Friday night.
40 love.
Well, it's about the first time in the match we've seen a little frustration from Andreeva, saying that Ruse has hit the ball 3 times, really close to the baseline or on the baseline.
$40-50. Game Ruse.
Well done. That's an important hold. You just always have to ask the question, and Mirra Andreeva with a set and 5-4 lead, a chance to close this match out.
Well, Josh, you asked me the question about, you know, where she can make some improvements. We spoke about it, but there's a tendency there to get a little bit passive with a court position, and also the overuse of the slice forehand. And every time she does that, she's going to be giving her opponent time to set up on the ball. And yeah, it'll be really interesting when she plays against someone that's prepared to pepper the forehand a little bit more than Ruse has done tonight.
Yeah, we've felt that too. The likes of Anisimova, Sabalenka, Swiatek, these style of players who can rip big. Yeah, I just worry that she has become a little too passive playing like that, and I think to win slams and big tournaments, she needs to practice just being a bit more aggressive early on in these rounds to use that forehand. So let's see how that plays out. Friday night here under the lights on Rod Laver Arena. Mirra Andreeva, just 18 years of age, comes out in really good form. Won Adelaide last week, a WTA 500, and now serving for a spot in the 4th round.
Love 15.
You just get the feeling when you watch this that she's just totally really starting to lose confidence so much in that forehand that she's having to revert to the slice on every shot.
Yeah, and I do think what Nicole said in the change of ends, if you missed it, that sometimes she reverts to the slice too much. I do think the slice should be a change-up, not
a go-to.
Yeah, exactly.
15-30.
And you, when you play tennis, you have felt it as well. When somebody slows, Andy Murray was a master of this. He would slow the game down, or Medvedev, but then hit the next one, and all of a sudden the quick one feels like the fastest ball in the world. But if you continue to play the same pace over and over again, whether that's flat or slice or spin, these opponents get used to it.
Third teal.
So it's Mirra Andreeva with the first match point here. It's been a battle this evening. Hasn't all gone her way. She's had to work pretty hard.
40-30.
Just a couple of minutes before midnight here at Melbourne.
Set match. Andreeva.
Not the way she wanted to win it. Mirra Andreeva gets it done though.
6-3.
A straight sets winner. Too good for Gabby Ruse. 6-3, 6-4.
She looks exhausted, but